Pardon me while I have a strange interlude.
There is nothing else. Life is an obscure hobo bumming a ride on the omnibus of art.
Along the misty corridors of time, and in those corridors I see figures, strange figures.
Welcome back, my friends, to the AP Strange Show. I am your host, AP Strange. This is my show, and today's show is brought to you by Clemenza brand gun-shaped cannolis. With Clemenzas, you can take the gun and the cannoli because they are one and the same thing. Get some Clemenza's gun-shaped cannolis today. And today on the show, this is an epic conversation, I'm sure. It's already going to be. It already has been. This has been a lot in the works. My two guests today, both independently of each other, suggested covering this movie for a third time's the charm. And it was one I had never actually seen, and it took over a year for it to actually come together because it's an epic story that I guess it took some time to cover. But with me today is the Tom Hagen to my Michael Corleone, Blackwolf John Oates. He is back again for another movie.
Why do you hurt me, AP? Why do you hurt me?
You brought this on yourself.
I got a lot of Tom Hagen thoughts.
Okay.
I don't like. I love Tom Hagen, and they don't treat him right. That's all.
I know. I was debating between that and the Luca Brasi to my Vito Corleone, but I figured you'd like the Tom Hagen better. So
I would. Thank you.
And the one and only Peter C. Hine, the conciliary of the weird over at Vayse podcast. So welcome, Peter.
Hello. Thank you for having me back.
Of course. Yeah. And Peter was on a
Just
while
when I thought
back.
I was out.
Oh, yeah. We're all getting pulled back in to third time's the charm here, so. All right, so I don't even really know where to start because the three of us, well, I've been having two back channel conversations going on, one with each of you, and we've all just been kind of discussing Godfather for like the past week. So I don't even really know where to start jumping in with this one. But I guess we can just start with the fact that The Godfather is probably one of the best movies ever made. And Godfather Part 2 is the rare example of a sequel that is almost as good as the first one, if not as good. And then there's Godfather 3. So
I watched all three this week in preparation for this. And like I'm almost reluctant to admit how much I enjoyed the first two because it feels a bit like, you know, like, oh yeah, I watched The Godfather and it was great. I had a Starbucks and because I wanted a coffee and my favorite band's Nirvana. It's just like if you're going to come out with one movie that's stereotypical for saying, oh, I really like a movie, it's The Godfather or something like that. But it is just so good. The
right.
first two actually, and together they're about 6 hours or more, but just incredible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
saying you like The Godfather, so you know what's great? Oxygen, because it's just like, yeah, of course, I mean, they're wonderful. It's like, yeah, it's about 6 hours of like just completely virtuoso filmmaking, writing, acting. It's all like everything is perfect in those movies, and yeah, it just you're not overstating anything when you say they're amazing because they just are. I
Right.
mean, they're just
Mm.
awesome, wonderful movies that you can watch and you don't notice that they're almost 3 hours long, and you're just like, that's fine, I don't mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
They
sucked
they
in. I
justify
mean,
their
yeah.
length and they fill it well, you know.
Yeah, and it's the kind of this weird era where I mean Francis Coppola was younger when he made that, so he was kind of like a new Hollywood type, but it has a lot of that old like classic. It's in the vein of classic Hollywood to me. It's got that big Hollywood movie feel, but also the grittiness of like the new Hollywood in the 70s. Um, and it culminates in the perfect movie, like the perfect mob movie, you know?
Yeah. Yeah,
I think the
absolutely.
time period helps too. Like the time period it's set in gives it that feel because it has the look of a classic Hollywood film, and so I think that probably helps. The modernism of Godfather 3 does not do it any favors. That's
Right.
part of the problem I have with it is it doesn't look like a Godfather movie.
Hmm. Yeah, and it takes
Mm,
place in
yeah, yeah.
1977, I guess, right?
It said
Uh,
79. I
so
wrote
I
that
didn't.
down. It says 1979 at the very beginning.
Okay, because I didn't even catch that. Like, I felt like this movie's made in 1990, and it might as well be 1990 because I didn't really, at least in the beginning, didn't really have any
Well,
indicators that it was taking. That, like, they
you
didn't tell
couldn't
me
tell.
when
There's
the.
no
Yeah,
indication. The
right.
only way you can tell it's
Yeah.
1979 is that she's listening to My Aim is True. That's the only thing you can tell it's 1979. Otherwise, it could be
Yeah.
yesterday. It could be 1983. Who the fuck knows and who
Yeah.
cares, frankly?
Right.
But
Especially Andy Garcia is very 90s in that, isn't he? With
yes,
his
yes, with
long leather trench
the
coat and
leather
his
trench coat.
apartment.
Yes.
Yeah, and Bridget Fonda, like at the beginning, like he's living the 90s dream there in 1979.
Yeah, no, he absolutely. Andy Garcia is not a man of 1979. Not even close.
Not
No.
at all.
His lapels aren't even huge. Like, this is, come on,
No,
man.
no.
You would not look like this. No one
Yeah.
looked like that in 1990 or 1979. No one did.
It honestly like didn't even occur to me until like the parade scene, like where Zaza's walking through the festa and you can see some of the cars. I was like, oh, this doesn't take place in 1990.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no
Yeah,
effort
it's
made to make you think it's a different time period. It just doesn't even
Right.
compute.
Yeah.
Unless if they didn't put that at the very beginning, I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I must have just missed that part where there was told you what year it was, or just didn't notice for some
I'm not sure they
reason.
do in the Coda version because there's two versions. We haven't mentioned that yet, have we? For
Yes.
listeners, there's two versions of The Godfather Part 3, which is the original one, which I think is the one that you watched, Black Wolf,
Yeah,
and
I
then
actually watched that one. I think Prime has them mislabeled because I meant to watch the Coda last night and the Godfather 3 played. So I think they may have it mislabeled, but I've seen both. So I mean, it's
Right.
yeah, and I got it from Paramount Plus, which was definitely the Coda version because I hadn't seen it.
okay.
But Paramount Plus, the app is such a piece of shit. It's
Yes, it
unbelievable.
is.
And when you're watching the second Godfather, which I watched in preparation, you can't have English subtitles on and the Italian translation into English on at the same time. They cancel each other out. So all the way through, I had to pause the movie, switch off the subtitles because I was watching it late at night because I've had a week off like off work, and I was watching it late at night. I didn't want to wake my neighbors up, so I had the subtitles on every time it got to one of the bits because half of that movie is in Sicily, yeah,
Yeah.
or in New York in sort of 1917, and they're all speaking Italian. I just had to keep on switching between the two, and then it would crash, and it would take me back, and my whole TV would stop, and it was just like such an uncomfortable. I did the free trial, the week-long free trial, watched all the Godfather movies, and I'm canceling it tonight. I feel like
Yeah.
I've got my money's worth.
Yeah, I feel like I need to cancel. I got it just for Twin Peaks and The Return,
Oh
and I
yeah,
went and bought the DVDs, but I don't need it anymore. I just need to get rid of it. It's like
Yeah.
it's garbage. It is. It's terrible.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I got rid of it too. I had it mostly just to
Well,
watch the Star Trek stuff.
uh,
Um,
what did you say? I missed the first part of that AP. I couldn't hear you.
oh, I said I got rid of it as well, and I had it just to watch Star Trek. That
Yeah.
was yeah. Um, which sucks because I haven't kept up with all that Star Trek stuff because
Mm.
that app sucks so bad that I couldn't justify paying for it. Um,
No, garbage.
but I managed to watch Coda on YouTube. I rented it on YouTube, and I've actually found that renting movies on YouTube is not a bad way to go. Um, as long as if you have the app on your TV, they don't put any ads in it if you actually rent it, so that's
Oh,
nice.
really?
Yeah,
Ah, nice, yeah.
That's
yeah,
actually, yeah, I'm gonna have to look into that because yeah, that made Godfather 3 even longer.
right.
Oh man, the last hour of that movie, I was pressing pause like every 10 minutes, like, oh God, there's still 47 minutes left. Oh,
Right.
and I pause it again. It's still 30, like, oh, come on. Yeah, it's just the last hour felt like I don't know what, 3, 4 hours. I mean, I think time was like stretching.
It's the rare, yeah, it's the rare situation, isn't it, where the director's cut, if you can call it that, the Coda version is actually shorter than the theatrical release. because he must have realized that it was just too long and not enough happening to justify it.
Yeah, there's so much that just doesn't need to be there.
Right.
I mean, do we really need to see Michael with his floppy hat and his little kicky neckerchief give Kay a tour of Sicily? No, because the tour of Sicily is like a short road trip, and then they walk down an alleyway, and then they eat room temperature food. Yay. That was great.
That
That's,
was one of my favorite bits.
Yeah, you guys have like very polarized opinions on this one scene.
well, there's a lot of things in this movie that if it wasn't a Godfather movie, it'd be fine.
Hmm.
It
Right.
just doesn't serve a purpose. It's just more of Michael begging to be forgiven and people going, "No, you're an asshole. You've done terrible things and you don't deserve my forgiveness." The end. And that's scene after scene of Michael Corleone begging for forgiveness and people saying, "No, no."
Yeah. Your
That's
sins
it.
are terrible, and it's right that you suffer.
Yeah. Well, it's like it's
Yeah.
well, I mean, I have so many thoughts about like the Corleone family and Michael trying to, erase the sins and realizing you can't. And of course, at the very end, I don't think we're ruining anything for anybody. Who gives a shit? Mary dies. And like
Yeah.
that's the ultimate price that Michael pays for his sins as he loses his daughter. Um, but did you feel anything? I didn't. I mean, like, did it make you feel like I don't know. I don't know.
No, I
The
think
way
there's
that
no
they
love
leave it.
lost for a lot of people with that character because I mean that seemed like at the time that was the most controversial part of the movie, aside from the incest plot, uh, which
Which is
is
also
tied directly
around that
to that,
character.
right? Was the fact that that was Sofia Coppola. I guess like a lot of people at the time were just oh Francis Coppola gave his daughter a gig. This is all nepotism, nepo baby. It was like the original nepo baby conversation. Uh,
But
um, but and also criticizing her acting. But that whole storyline does not need to be there. And like that for years, that was all I knew about this movie was that there was some weird incestual romance angle to it that people were uncomfortable with. And I avoided the movie for years because I always just heard it wasn't good. And because of you both, I watched it now. And A, I had no idea how much of a plot line that is. That just goes
Hmm.
on for the whole movie. And B, I had no idea that that wasn't controversial to any of the characters in the movie. Like
no,
nobody cared that cousins
they're
were
more
dating.
upset that she's in danger.
Right.
Like she's
Yeah,
fucking her
yeah,
first cousin.
yeah.
Like that,
And
they're not worried she'll have six fingers. Their kids will have six fingers. They're worried about that, she might get shot. Well, eventually she does. But I guess it just exists to give something for Vincent to give up, right? That's the whole point
Right.
of that is for Vincent to become Vincent Corleone. He has to give up Mary. And so that's the only reason it's there. There's no other reason for that plot line to exist. It just
yeah.
exists for Vincent to have something to give up.
And it's really uncomfortable and unbelievable as well because there's no chemistry there between
No,
the two actors, and she is wanting it from the beginning. Like she sees him time in however many years, and she's straight up to him, like basically hitting on him straight away. Won't leave him alone. And knowing that they're first cousins, she doesn't do herself any favors. She just makes a beeline for him, and she's straight into the sort of trying to romance him. And you think like that doesn't really make sense either, because it's not like they've kind of fallen in this forbidden love. She's really worked on it. She's really
yeah.
like
Right.
worked hard to get it.
And the big scene that's supposed to like show like that they can't control their lust anymore is they're making gnocchi. And I wrote down just
The world's
thought number
sexiest food.
40.
Yeah.
Thought number 40, the art of sensual gnocchi. Like I didn't like there's nothing like it's not sexy at all. Like I never understood the whole food and sex thing anyway. Like 9.5 weeks and just thinking like that fridge has been open for a long time. You should probably close it. But like I don't think that's sexy. Like, it's not. Right? I mean like their hands are like rolling. Oh, oh, it's like a thunderstorm rolling in here. So if I disappear, I apologize. Um, but yeah, it's just not sexy at all. There's no chemistry, and that scene does not make me think like Well, they made dough together, so I guess they're in love.
Yeah. I think that so Sophia Coppola, she's not that bad. The acting, I mean, it's not good. I think that she's it's unfavorable that she's in a film with Al Pacino and Diane Keaton and Andy Garcia being the best I've ever seen him in anything.
He's good. He's good.
Yeah, yeah. And so she's kind of unfavorable. She kind of doesn't come off well in that comparison. But it's just the character is thinly written and unlikable as well.
Yeah, there's
Right.
nothing to it.
Yeah, and the chemistry between them is poorly written, and the story doesn't need to exist.
And
And
her
it's just an
dialogue is awful.
uncomfortable story. So
Yeah.
like it's got everything working against it as like a first breakout role for an actress. It's terrible. You
Like
know?
the
And I
one
think she's a
scene,
great
like
director, like she's
Right.
no, she's
fantastic.
very,
And
yeah, she's very
yeah.
talented. It's just this isn't it. But like there was one scene because I think she's very self-conscious. You can tell like you can tell she's thinking about what she's doing. You can tell she's very self-conscious and probably nervous as hell. And who wouldn't be? She's like 19 years old, and her first role is picking up where one of the greatest film series of all time is left off. But there's that one scene when her and Michael are having breakfast, and she says like, "I want this to bring us closer, Father," or something like that. It's not. Oh, it's so bad. So
Right.
that was the one time where I was like, I don't think I can. I just going to fast forward a little bit and get this over
Yeah.
with because this is hard to watch. But otherwise, I mean, she's
Yeah.
fine. She's
Right.
fine. But she's
Yeah.
self-conscious, and you can tell that she's freaking out. And I mean, who wouldn't be?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, I don't think we can underline this strongly enough. Nobody seems to have a problem with the fact that they're related.
No, Michael says at one point, he's your first cousin. That's the only mention. That's it. He's your first cousin.
Well,
By the
that
way,
shows recognition of that fact, but they
yeah,
don't like
like
say,
I mean, he should have like really underlined it. Like, okay, let me lay this out for you. His father and your father, me, came out of the same person. That's not good. Like, this isn't. We can't do this. But no, it's like she's in danger of having, you know, mutant children. That's fine. We just don't want her hurt. Oh, it's. Oh man.
I think it sends a bad message. It says that Italian Americans are fine with that kind of thing, and I don't think that's true.
I don't, I don't think so. I don't recall my grandmother being really into it. She's Sicilian even,
Right.
so I don't think she was even like, you can marry a first cousin. It's fine. Just be
Right.
careful. Keep her safe. The other part's fine.
She never said that to you.
No, this didn't happen. I don't recall. If she did, it was maybe she's been dead for like 25 years, so she may have. It may have slipped through my memory, but
Yeah.
I don't recall that part of our conversation growing up.
Well, having like part of my family at least be Italian American, I know one thing I do know about them is they're obsessed with figuring out who's related to who. You know,
Yes.
like they meet somebody and they say, "Oh, that's an Italian name. Do you know so and so? Or are you so and so's cousin?" You know, like, did you grow up on Shrewsbury Street over there with the other, or were you a Grafton Hill Italian? You know, like that kind of thing. Like, they always want to know who's related and how. And it like they can't rest until until they figured that out. And I think that's why, because they don't want
And
their
presumably
kids.
is to
Yeah,
prevent situations such as that unfolds in The Godfather Part 3.
right.
Well, and at least it would make the conversation very quick. So who are you related to? Him. And who are you
Right.
related to? Her. Like, done. It's a very quick family tree to figure out. It's very
Right.
quick.
Well,
But
that is a thing, like the world of The Godfather, and it's funny because the family, that's the thing is take care of the family, be strong for the family. Like by The Godfather 3, the family has shrunk considerably. It's just these characters that we keep seeing over and over again. There's what, like
yeah.
four of them, like that are actually part of the
Yeah.
Corleone family.
Yeah, you got Michael, and Mary, Anthony.
Connie.
That's it, right?
Connie and
That's it.
Vincent. Connie and Vincent.
Vincent,
Yeah.
Vincent and Connie. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I guess Tom Hagen's son technically sort of
Right.
is in the family.
yeah. That
Is
that
Um,
Neri
wonderful, compelling
related?
character.
Yeah.
what's that?
Is Neri related?
I don't think so. In the
Right.
books, he's a dirty cop or something like that they get off the hook to
Yeah.
like get him. to the family, so he'd work for them. So I don't think he's related though.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, so that's the thing is the family has shrunk considerably. Like in the other movies, you have a bunch of brothers, you got like this is one of those things that kind of bugs me when it's supposed to be a crime syndicate and we only see like a handful of people, you know?
Well, I
Yeah.
guess that's
Yeah.
the point of it too, though, is that he's shrunk it for that reason. Like he doesn't
Right.
want anybody out there committing crimes. He wants it all legitimate. So I guess that's part of it. But yeah, I mean, Fredo's dead, Sonny's dead, the mother's dead. They all died in two or one and
Right.
two. So that really is all that's
Yeah.
left.
And Tom apparently died between two and three, although they barely mention it. He just kind of like explains to his new lawyer that the old one died. And that's
Right.
it really. And I think like because he would have been such an amazing addition to that movie,
Well, it would have been a
if
whole
Duvall
different
had done
movie.
it.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
Yeah.
let me take this moment to say if you just you it, you just pay Robert Duvall. Okay, just pay
right.
the man. Simple as that. He wanted a little more money and
Yeah.
you said no, and he's like, "Good, get fucked. I'm leaving." That's and
Robert
they
Duvall is worth the money. Yeah.
and what are you going to replace him
Yeah.
with? George fucking Hamilton.
Right.
Like George
Yeah.
Hamilton is the replacement. I oh
And
You
they
know,
don't do
I
anything to build his character at all, do they
no,
either?
he's just a lawyer.
So yeah, he's just a lawyer. Let's say exactly like he's just a guy in a suit, and that's his
Yeah,
character.
that's exactly what he does.
right.
His name is name BJ Harrison. That's a terrible name. That's like
Yeah.
a placeholder name. They're like, I just call him just put BJ Harrison for now, and we'll come back and change that. And they just like just whatever. Yeah, no, I cannot stress how much better this movie would have been. Even if it was the same plot. Keep the same shitty plot. Just put Robert Duvall in it, and you're just now you have a real Robert Duvall, no matter what he's in, brings a level of gravitas and weight to everything he
Yeah.
does that would just have benefited this movie so immensely
Right.
because it just needed that. I mean,
Yeah,
even
and I
Days of
think the ori-
Thunder is a piece of shit, and he's great in it. Like just put Robert Duvall in the movie.
yeah, I think the original plot was supposed to be Tom versus Michael, right?
Yeah,
Like,
I've read that, and I've also
Was it?
read that like there was an idea where they were gonna kill Tom and Michael at the beginning and have their kids wage war on like the Irish mob or something. And there was like a whole bunch of different ideas that all involved
Mm.
Tom Hagen until they just wouldn't pay him.
yeah. Yeah, because he heard how much Pacino is going to get, and they're paying him a pittance compared to that. So,
Well, he even said he was like I found an interview where he's like okay, I'm not you don't have to pay me as much as Pacino, but don't pay me this much. Like come on.
right.
And they refused and he walked away. Like, and hey, man, good for him.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. He made the right choice,
Yes, he
as it
did.
turned out.
He really did make
Yeah.
the right choice.
He quit while he was ahead.
Well, I mean, he's the only one who was not like you think about when this movie was made, like 1989, 1990, it was made. Everybody in this movie was kind of at a career low. Uh,
Yeah.
Coppola was like, in massive debt, so he finally agreed to make this movie to get out of the hole that he dug with the Cotton Club and One from the Heart. And then Pacino kind of just made movies in the 80s, nothing really bad, but nothing really good either. I mean, Diane Keaton, kind of the same thing. So everyone was kind of like at a point where it's like, I guess we got to make The Godfather 3 now. And
right.
Yeah. Diane Keaton was busy directing episodes of Twin Peaks at that point.
what
Oh,
is
that's
she
right.
doing? Get out of here. Like,
Yeah.
you don't need this.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, and I think that's my biggest problem with this movie is that's what it feels like. Godfather 3, we kind of had to. Like, that's what
Right.
it feels like.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, we spent time and came up with this great plot, and finally we knew the story had to be told. It was like, man, we kind of had to do it.
Yeah. We could
Yeah,
finally finish this trilogy. We just had to wait for
yeah,
the actors to age.
yeah. No, but it's just the way it feels like it's like Godfather 3 because we have bills to pay. That's just what it feels like, and it doesn't have any
Yeah.
real. It doesn't feel like a good movie.
It
It
feels
feels
like
like
an okay movie that is attached wrongly to a pair of masterpieces. You know?
Yeah, that's the weird thing about it. The weird thing about The Godfather Part 3 is that it's canon. You know, that those are those same characters.
Yeah.
If it was just a different story, kind of set in the same universe or something, it would be acceptable.
Mhm.
But this is Michael Corleone, you know, this is continuing the story.
Allegedly. Yeah.
Yeah, for 3 hours of nonsense. It feels like when Pacino says, "Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in." It feels like that's Francis Ford Coppola saying
Yeah.
that about the Godfather trilogy. You know, it's like you just can't get away from it, and
Yeah.
it has that feeling like it's been done under duress, doesn't it?
Well,
Right.
I was reading about like they were trying to make this since like the 70s. They wanted to make this movie since the 70s, and they were going to do it with Coppola or without Coppola. They were just like, we're going to make this, whether you want to be in it or not, we're just going to make the movie. And it was going to be about Anthony. And they were going to, they had cast John Travolta at one point.
Oh,
And oh my, the
amazing.
best, they had cast Eric Roberts as Anthony Corleone. That's repulsive. Like, but I
Wow.
do think my favorite thing I found, like they went through a bunch of directors. They asked Michael Mann, Martin Scorsese, Warren Beatty, Michael Cimino, and the last one they came to, and he was also going to be in it, was fucking Sylvester Stallone.
Oh man.
Like, because then if he's going to be in it and he's going to star in it, he's writing that fucking thing too. So that would have been bonkers. Like the Stallone, like oh, you know what? I think I'd rather watch that.
That's it. I mean, all of those sound really, really interesting.
Yeah, like
Instead of what we got.
I mean, like Michael Mann, like a really stylized, like a Manhunter version of like
Yeah.
that could have been cool
Yeah.
as shit, and better than like what The Godfather 3 looks like? It looks brown. It's a brown movie. There's lots of brown. Everyone's wearing brown. Maybe they aren't, but it feels that way.
Right. Yeah, it's got that kind of muted like earth tone feel to it.
Well,
Stallone's crazy though. Like I imagine if Stallone directed it, there would be a lot more helicopter attacks. Uh,
but he'd be hanging off the bottom of it. Like it just would have been awesome. And at least it would have been just wild, right? It would have just
right.
been completely wild. Like it could have been like they take the movie Cobra and make it
Right.
into like just something. They take one of Sly's bonkers 80s movies and just transfer it over to the Godfather universe. And I think I'd rather watch that than like watch because there were parts of this that felt like what's the Star Wars prequel? Is it the second one where it's just like Trade Federation talks? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
like there
Like
were
the Clone
whole scenes
Wars
in
or
this movie that
whatever.
were just
Yeah.
like guys, like old guys at tables having
Yeah.
Yeah.
conversations that I didn't understand.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of those characters, like particularly in the third one, a lot of those characters were completely interchangeable.
Yeah,
The old men.
I had to keep pausing it and looking at Kelly. I'm like, that's Altobello, right? Okay, okay, and that's okay, and that's oh, just I couldn't keep straight. Like, oh, good, more old Italian men. This is gonna make
Right.
it easier.
Yeah.
Um,
It was nice to have Joe Montana there though.
best
I,
part
I
of the
do
movie,
I do
no
wish
question.
I do wish he was doing the Fat Tony voice because I always just associated him with Fat Tony
There's
on
a
The
couple of
Simpsons.
times where it's close. There's a couple of times where you can kind of see
Yeah.
where Fat Tony was coming from. It's right
Yeah.
there. But I think Mantegna maybe was the only person who got the assignment. He was
Yeah.
great.
I think like we should like maybe like I know it's going to be difficult, but talk about some of the things that are good about the movie because one of them is Joey Zaza.
Joey
Like and
Yeah.
Zahn,
I've
he's supposed to be
like
John Gotti, right?
is
Isn't he
he?
supposed to be John Gotti, I think? Is that what he's
Oh,
supposed to be?
okay.
Like that, like Dapper Don kind of thing?
Yeah. Okay.
That's what I
Yeah.
Yeah.
assumed he was supposed to be some kind of John Gotti stand-in. Like that
Hmm.
Right.
80s mob, like the
Yeah.
flashy,
Yeah.
on the cover of the New York Post kind of mob.
Yeah, yeah, he has that about him because it looks like at the beginning that he's just a bit of a, like what's the guy from the second one, like Pangaletti or whatever his name is, that like he's a bit of a sort of failing mobster. But
Right.
then by the time of the helicopter attack, everyone's behind Zaza, like they all love him.
Yeah.
And like he does steal every scene, but like all the way to his death scene, which is probably the best bit in the movie
Right.
when Andy Garcia like pulls out his gun and he's like Joey, like shoots him dead. He's like Zaza. Like I kept rewinding that bit because that was like the one bit of that movie that I just thought like that is good cinema.
Well,
Yeah.
That is what I wanted to
there
see.
Mantegna is the only person in the movie who carry has that like that gravitas, like and the sense of menace that Michael had, like that quiet menace. Like I'm
Right.
just gonna walk around talking to people, but you fuck with me, and I'm gonna you will die. I'm going to
Yeah.
have you killed. And there's no one else has that feel to them in the whole movie. He carries that thing that we want Pacino to carry.
Right. Well, that's the thing. Both Vito and Michael in the movies, whether it's Brando or De Niro doing Vito, you see this a lot, and you see it with Michael, the understated kind of quiet menace where they don't even need to threaten anybody. The threat is implied, sometimes
Yeah.
by them saying nothing and just staring and just being
I'm
like, "Oh,
I'm going to
really?"
tell you
You
what I
know?
want. Yeah, I'm going
Yeah.
to tell you what I want you to do. And if
Yeah.
you can do it, and if you choose not to, well, there's a price. And it's
Right.
there in every conversation.
Like the
And
way I mean, you look at the way Michael handles Mo Green in the first one, right?
mhm,
Or like the way the young Vito handles the mobster that you
Minucci.
know,
Yeah,
Finucci
yeah,
in the
yeah.
second
Yeah.
one. Yeah,
That's amazing, that bit.
right. Both they're both calm. They have this calm, like collected. It's basically sociopathic because they got the wheels are turning. They're gonna kill the guy. Like
Yeah.
but you don't get that at all from Pacino in the third one. And this was the
No.
thing for me is that this is the turning point where Pacino went from an actor that had range to weird old Al Pacino
Yeah, yeah.
that
I have
that everybody did impressions of forever,
I have one
that
I blame one movie, Scarface.
Yeah.
Scarface ruined him. He was
that's
never the
probably
same after
true.
Scarface.
Yeah.
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 He There's all that loud, that big bombast. It never came back after that.
But
Maybe it
you
ruined his
couldn't.
voice too and made it all gravelly, so he couldn't help himself after
It's
that.
just never. And I hate that movie. I can't stand Scarface. I just think it's the dumbest movie in the
That's all
world.
right. It's De
I
Palma.
just
It's De Palma doing an action drug crime movie.
it is, but like the Tony Montana character isn't remotely a human being. He's just a
No.
series of gestures. It's not a
Yeah.
person.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
just a series of overreactions that end in him being shot to death. It's not a person. It's a plot device, and I can't
Hmm.
stand that movie. And
Yeah.
it's but that's not here or there. We're not talking
But
about
the problem after
Scarface.
Scarface is that every movie that Pacino is in, he's playing Al Pacino. And that
Yeah,
includes when he's playing Michael Corleone, which is, you wouldn't recognize him as the same character. If I'd been dropped into that movie without knowing it was a Godfather movie, you wouldn't know that that was the same character if he didn't have the same name because he's completely different. He's not the
Yeah,
same
he
guy.
behaves differently. Like, did he
Mm,
have like a head injury in between the two movies and like had to relearn how to talk or something and then
yeah.
like, like lost his whole poker face that he used to have? Like now he just reacts to everything he sees. Like, does he have early onset dementia or something? I don't really understand where they're coming from with this
Well,
interpretation of Michael because it's like, you're the guy that played him. Don't you remember how you did it before?
yeah, and the guy
yeah,
who directed him as well. It's like, did no
yeah.
Right.
one say to each other, "Hold
Like
on,
we could
what's
just
happening?"
why don't we just stop and go back and watch those movies? Sure, we have
Yeah.
copies, right? Let's go back and
Right.
watch those, see what we did, come back and do it again. But like we were just talking about like the things that we liked about the
Yeah,
movie. I do think that Pacino has the two best scenes in the movie. I think his confession about killing Fredo
that's
is really
a
powerful.
legitimately good scene. That.
That's really good. And the other part where I thought he was really good was when he at Tomasino's funeral, where he just stopped. He just says, "I can't do this anymore." Where he just
Mm.
kind of
Right.
like he resigns, and there's like that's actually carries some weight. He's good in that part. Like he's like because that feels like what we've been seeing is a man who's done, but
Yeah.
it just doesn't work until that moment where he just says, "I can't do this anymore." You're Vincent Corleone. And
Right.
I think we need to bring back hand kissing. I don't know if that's
Right.
we need to bring back the hand kiss.
The kissing the
dropping
ring.
down.
That's what.
COVID's
That's
over.
what.
We could all kiss hands again.
That might be not so good in the era of COVID, but I don't know if you bring back hand kissing, but
Well, it was the ring, right? You're kissing the ring, is what's
I guess so.
happening
Yeah, that's true.
symbolically. Yeah. But that was the real
Also,
death. That was the real death of Michael Corleone, was when he finally resigns and he's like, I'm
yeah,
out, like I'm just gonna go sit in a chair and be an old man in Sicily for the rest of my life.
Yeah, because of
yeah.
course in Coda he doesn't die, like he doesn't
Right.
Well,
actually die, and it's interesting because the end of the Godfather Coda in the new cut is exactly the same as the end of the Godfather Part Two, as far as
yeah,
Michael's story is concerned, which is him
Right.
sitting in a chair thinking, and
alone.
but in the second movie it carries so much weight, and he's carrying the weight of having murdered his brother, and he's got two dead brothers now. One of them died on his orders.
Mhm.
Um, at the end of the third one, he's just an old man. He's just an old man sitting in Sicily, and that's it.
Yeah,
Well,
wearing Mister Rogers sweaters.
he's got plenty
Yeah,
of time to sit, yeah, but he's got time to think about it all, and that's where that like quote is supposed to carry a lot of weight. Where if a Sicilian says cent'anni, it means for a long life, and a Sicilian never forgets. So it's kind of like a curse to have a long life because you remember all the things you did and all the regrets you have.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well, and we were talking about Dick characters changing that had no relation to the character from the other movies. When did Connie become a fucking psychopath? Like
that's what I
she
wanted
was the
to know
most
too.
bloodthirsty maniac in that movie. What the hell? You know, and
Well, she got involved with the family business, and she got really
Yeah,
involved, I
yeah.
guess, at the end of two. She comes home and she's like, "All right, let's get things in order." Like,
yeah,
Alfredo's not here anymore. I guess I got to learn how to plot murders and
but
assassinations.
her answer to everything is kill somebody. It's
Right.
every problem, and her answer is like, "Just go kill him."
She gives a
And
man poisoned cannolis.
that's
Yeah.
fucking wrong, man.
But they're only slightly poisoned.
Yeah, because she ate some of it. Yeah.
Yeah, she had a little bit, and she's
And
fine.
okay, question.
She
After
ate the
watching Godfather
non-poisoned
3,
part. Yeah.
she like kind of like nibbled on the end of it.
Yeah.
So after watching Godfather 3, watching how Vincent Corleone or Vincent Mancini, that's something
Yeah.
like
Yeah, yeah,
that,
yeah.
handles things from the beginning to the end. What in the fuck reason would you think he'd make a good Don?
Yeah, he does
There is
nothing to earn it.
nothing,
There's
nothing.
no
He's
development
just
at all.
there.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's wildly vacillating between an impression of James Caan and an impression of the old Al
Yeah,
Pacino from
Mm.
the old Michael Corleone. He's doing Sonny and Michael and going
yeah.
back and forth between the two. But he does it convincingly enough that you don't mind so much. But
But he's
Yeah,
good. I think he's all right in this
he is
movie.
but
good.
he's
I
not his
like.
own character, really.
No, and,
Is
No.
and there's no time to develop it because we got to talk about banking scandals and shit. If that,
But he
which
starts
doesn't
go
off
make
ahead.
like,
any sense. The Banco Ambrosio thing, like you're really not sure at any point what goes on. And to me, it's kind of like watching a James Bond movie. Like I don't really understand this whole intrigue part of it, but I'm gonna watch the car chases and things blow up, and we didn't even get that in this movie. So
you got the helicopter scene though, and
we
the
did.
the early scenes with Vincent Mancini when he's like a 90s action star, and he's got
Right,
Bridget Fonda on his arm, and he's like shooting burglars who've come to
right.
assassinate him, and it looks like it's from like a Michael Mann film or a Tony Scott film.
Yeah,
From it's got that sort of lighting coming in through the blinds and it's got the cool music and stuff, but it's not part of a Godfather movie. It's
right.
like it's come from a different movie because then Bridget Fonda disappears as well. Like they're just like gone.
Oh yeah, she's just out. Like I thought
Yeah.
I thought she'd come back. Like that would and this is exactly what Blackwolf was saying at the beginning. Like nothing has consequence. Like everything they leave things hanging or things just drop off and then it doesn't matter. Like ultimately doesn't matter. Like I thought she was like a reporter, right?
Yeah,
So
She
I
could have
thought
had a
that
really
was gonna
big part later on.
exactly like that she could have blown the lid off of something that would have been embarrassing to Michael because he's trying to portray himself as legitimate and stuff like that. No, she's just gone after that.
The
no,
unfortunate
yeah.
part was that Andy Garcia and Bridget Fonda had great chemistry, and then
Yeah,
he bins her off for his cousin.
Well,
right.
here's an idea. You have Bridget Fonda. Dye her hair black and call her fucking Mary because she's better than anything else. Just put her like, hey, you're really, you know what? We're gonna reshoot the scenes with you and Vincent with somebody else, and you're Mary now because you're really
Right.
good and you have
Yeah.
chemistry with this guy. That
Yeah,
would
yeah,
make
yeah.
sense. That's like she's right. She's in the same. They share scenes together. She's in
They're
the
already
same.
paying her. Yeah.
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 She's already on
It doesn't.
payroll.
It doesn't make any sense to not just take the person who's really good at it and put her in the movie instead.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ugh, we keep trying to say nice things, and it always
That's
ends
it.
up here.
I know, but
Right.
that's the nature of it. Is that these little glimpses of the bits that are good kind of point towards something that could have been, if it had been done well. You know, if it had
Yeah.
actually been a good movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's
Well,
some
and
weird
then the
morality.
problem,
Oh, go ahead.
well, I was gonna say one of the bigger problems with it too is some of the stuff would have been more fun to watch if they weren't constantly reminding you of the other movies. And I think this is kind of a cliche among people that talk about movies on podcasts, but I'm one of them. I can't pretend I'm not. So, if you're going to make a movie that's lesser, that like you don't want to point to better movies when you're making a
No.
mediocre movie. You just like try not to remind people, but they do it constantly. They're like, there's a lot of scenes that are like, oh,
Mm.
hey, remember in the other movies when this happened? This is like, no, don't remind me of that because I'm
Yeah,
willing to tolerate
it's
this.
like
Don't make me compare it to The Godfather Part Two because like it's not going
like
to
when they
hold up.
randomly bring
Yeah,
in Enzo the baker. It's
right.
like, what has he done nothing else for the last 40 years except be the baker? Like, why are you introducing him as Enzo the baker?
Yeah,
Like, it's just because that's what they called him in the first one.
right.
Ugh, it's just so many problems. So
Well,
many
it's even
problems.
the end of the movie when they, just like in part one and part two. Part one, this was amazingly effective. The cleaning house scene, where you're
Yeah.
cutting to Michael in the church, becoming literally a godfather, and then you're seeing the various hits that have to happen
Mm.
outside, and he's making a religious and spiritual pledge to follow God while his plans are of murder are
Well, he's
unfolding.
literally being baptized in blood. Like
It's
he's
it's a cra- yeah,
literally, yes,
it's
yeah,
this crazy juxtaposition and contrast that's beautiful. It's masterful. It's great.
Really
In the
good.
second one, they kind of end the movie this in a similar way. You see they're cleaning house again. They have to get rid of these characters. And when they do it in part three, it's like there's a narration from Vincent. This little narration, like, oh, we had to get rid of this person because of this and this and this
go
and
light
this.
a
And I was
candle for
like,
the archbishop. Like,
right. And
okay,
I'm like, why
yeah.
is this voiceover here? And I was actually worried that they weren't going to show that. And because I said out loud to nobody, may I see it? Because like that's because that's what filmmaking, all show business, show don't tell. And
Oh
they're
yeah,
really
yeah.
fond in this movie of literally telling you before they show you. Like they might as well have had, Pacino come in being weird old Pacino and being like, hey, it's Al Pacino. When we did the clean house thing at the other movies, well, we're gonna do that again. So sit down, folks. Get your popcorn.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true though. There's literally no subtext to the movie, is there? I mean, they all say. I mean, that's part of the thing that the old men sitting at the tables. That there's loads of weird Al Pacino, like old Michael Corleone,
Yeah,
just talking about exactly what the film is about. You know, how he's tired and old, and he's like had enough of being the Godfather, and
right.
like he doesn't want to be in this movie, and he doesn't want to
Oh
make
yeah,
any more. And
right,
it's just like it goes on, and he's just basically literally telling you that all the way through the film.
Yeah.
right. Yep. Crime and politics, they're the same. Like
Banking and politics are the same. Banking and crime are the same. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. Why don't we tell you? There is one cool thing though about the end, and it's maybe this the dumbest thing I've ever seen is the glasses kill when he
I
stabs the
definitely
guy in
I
the
had a note about that, man. How do you stab a guy in the throat with glasses? I don't.
because it's on Don Lucchese. So like, okay, you could do it. Like, yeah, sure, you could take my glasses and stab with them, but counting on that working is really, really risky. That's a real. But did he practice? Does he like have a box of old glasses and he like stabbing a dummy? Like, fuck, I missed that one.
Right.
Ah!
Well,
Like, that
he
seems
knew
really
it.
risky. You
Yeah, he
can't
knew
bring a
he was.
gun.
Well, he had probably been practicing it for ages, and he knew he was going down in this one. So he was like, "Well, now or never. I got to do the glasses kill because it's.
I mean,
I mean,
this is
it
my
makes no
masterpiece.
sense. Yeah,
I've
it
been
makes
working on
no.
this. Can I do Michael?
Yeah,
Can I do the glasses kill?
right.
Yes.
It's the swan song of hitmen. Well, yeah, because you're right. Like the gambit is he has to get in that room without getting killed. He has to
Yeah.
talk them into a sit down. And then he has to convince the man it's okay if he gets over and goes to his side of the desk to whisper in his ear. I have to
Yeah.
whisper to you. And the bodyguard even says, "Oh, it's okay. He's clean." I'm like, he has hands. Like
Maybe he's gonna do a roadhouse throat rip.
Yeah, you could. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I had a feeling that we were going to revisit the ethics of throat ripping in this conversation tonight because that was a popular topic from when we did the Roadhouse show.
Yeah.
But the man was wearing a necktie and he's old. Like strangulation was on the
Yeah.
table. Like you could grab
Neck
the
you
necktie and then go
snap his
behind the
neck real
chair.
fast.
Yeah, break his neck
Maybe
real
he was
quick. Yeah,
working his way down. So he starts with the glasses. If that didn't work,
Yeah.
necktie. If that didn't work, the
You can
watch,
punch him in the
belt.
Adam's apple,
right,
whatever, There's a lot of ways to kill somebody up close if you need to. But to
right,
go for like, I mean, I guess the thing is too, like if he lives, that's a fucking story. Oh,
right.
you heard about what? Dude, he killed a guy with glasses. It was nuts. This guy did the craziest thing I've ever seen. He killed this guy with glasses. Oh, no fucking
Yeah.
way.
Well, because it's
Instead,
more than one move, you know, like you have to pull the glasses
boom,
off and
boom.
then break them and then stab them. It's like, meanwhile, a guy with a gun is standing several feet away. Like,
It's fun. And about killing people. There's a lot
right,
of killing in this movie. A lot of questions about whether or not killing is okay. The movie seems to think like not killing people is a bad idea. Like the only answer to any of this is kill people. It's
well,
the
that's certainly what
only
Connie
ever.
says. Yeah,
Well, yeah, and
Yeah, yeah.
also the other thing I thought was weird. They're mad at Joey Zaza for hiring African Americans and Hispanics. Like that's bad. That's bad. It seems
Hmm.
like a decent thing to do, right? Like like hey, you
I
want to
feel
come
like
work
that.
for me? Come on in.
Yeah,
It's a beautiful multicultural. It's New York City, man. Expand. And they're like, oh no, 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 no. He lets black people work for him. Like, that's a fucking problem.
yeah.
That's a problem. It's some real weird politics in this movie.
Well, I mean, you know,
Yeah.
I think it's worth mentioning there are a lot of problematic racial politics with Italian Americans historically. So I think it's probably true to
Oh
life
yeah.
and so yeah.
Oh yeah, you can definitely say that. There's plenty of weird racial politics. Oh, for sure, for sure. Um, anyone else notice a lot of Jews harp? A lot of Jews harp in this movie. It is all over the soundtrack.
Right.
That is everywhere. It's like I wrote it down. More Jews harp. Also, the marching band in Sicily, not in tune.
Yeah.
Not even close.
Well, it's hard to keep the reed instruments at the right
Yeah, it's difficult.
in the temperate climate like that, you know.
And also, do you think like in the first two movies, Sicily is beautiful. They make Sicily look
Mm,
like fucking Eden, heaven on earth, everything pure about the family is in Sicily, and that's where all of it came from. And three, Sicily looks like shit in three. It looks
Mm,
terrible. It's just ugly and brown and hot. Like
yeah.
there's no majesty to any of that.
yeah. And it feels so contrived that they all end up there. Like
Yeah.
including Don, what's his name? Don Antebello. It's like they invite their enemies to come and watch their son perform in his opera. You know, like everyone has to come to Sicily to see this. Everyone gets involved, and it's just so weird and unrealistic that that would ever happen.
Yeah. I didn't
Well,
know Sicily had a big opera house either.
yeah,
Um,
go figure, right? Well, I read that, it's I have not read King Lear in probably 30 years. I read it in college, but it does feel very Shakespearean, right? Like at the very end, everyone's in the same building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of what they're going for is like every plot line, every person is in the same place. Like the end of a Wes Anderson movie or something. Like it zooms out and everyone's there. But I think that's what they're going for there. It's like that kind of like that big end point of a Shakespeare play where it's like all the characters in the same place and all the like, oh my God, you're not a woman, you're a woman wearing a mustache or something, just all
Yeah.
that stupid shit you get at the end of a Shakespeare play, where because someone changes their fucking shirt, you don't know who they are anymore. And like, but the guy with the hitman, he just puts a
Mosca.
priest outfit on. It's like it's the same guy.
Right. Well, yeah, Mosca is probably the most inept hitman I've ever seen in my life.
He's terrible.
Because
Yeah, he's
they
the
send him
worst.
to kill Michael, and all he does is dress like a priest and load himself up with weapons and hang around outside Tomasino's place. And then Tomasino shows up and says, "Hey, I know you. You're that hitman, Mosca," and immediately gets shot, which blows his cover. Now Michael knows he's coming because he's killed the guy he's staying with. But so then what does he do? Keep the same costume.
Yeah.
Nobody will see that coming. Nobody will keep this. Nobody would not change their disguise, right?
He goes through his
Um,
disguise closet. He's like, which one? Cop uniform? No.
but when he goes to the opera, I'm saying he keeps the same disguise. He doesn't go back and get a different disguise.
Well,
That's
there
what
are
I was
all those
expecting.
priests going to the opera
Right,
for some reason. There's a whole
right.
gaggle of
Yeah.
priests going.
So he could blend in. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I
And
guess
then
that's why maybe.
Yeah.
and then he completely botches that too and has to resort to shooting on the front steps on the way out and then hits the wrong person. So
Well, actually, it goes through Michael. The bullet goes through
oh,
Michael and hits Mary. That's what
oh,
happens. It's
okay.
a through, and like I guess like through his side or something. I don't know.
Uh,
And it's
but then that's the end of Mosca.
Yeah.
He got swatted like the fly he is. Um,
and and
Yeah.
Andy
Yeah.
Garcia
because
shoots him, and
yeah, that's what
Yeah.
Mosca means in Italian is a fly. So I'm like, why did they name him Mosca? I don't know. Uh, but there is a deleted scene from two where Vito Corleone in the flashback kills a man named Mosca. And guess because they deleted that, they wanted to bring the same character back. It looked like it was played by the same guy too, so
yeah,
I'm not
might have
really
been.
Oh,
sure.
interesting.
But yeah, completely inept, just a garbage hitman. I feel like they might as well have hired Inspector Clouseau to do the hit.
Yeah, he's pretty bumbling. Yeah, it's like it's pretty sad.
But do you guys
Also,
know?
also risky because it's against the law to impersonate clergy in Italy.
Like in for a penny, in for a pound, right? I mean, like, you're in for like,
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, you don't you don't
you're
want to
gonna be
get
killing the
pinched for
guy anyway.
you don't want to get pinched for something stupid on the way to commit murder. Like that's just
Yeah,
like waving a flamethrower around and running down the street like woo, like on your way to kill somebody.
I also like the distraction is the fucking donkey noise.
Yeah.
I put in my notes something like he asks him to do the donkey noise, and the guy does the donkey noise very gratuitously. It's the
so
most
many
horrible donkey impression I've ever seen.
There's so many undignified choices in this movie for a movie that's supposed to be about dignity. There's a big part of the Godfather the mythos is just total dignity and honor and all this thing. And what do we get? We get a guy making a donkey noise, and we get to watch Michael Corleone house a Mars bar. The guy is not a dignified moment. He's just like, and no, the Don should not be scarfing down a Twix. That does not make an honorable thing. There's so many bad choices in this
Have either of
movie.
you guys? Do you guys know what happens in the books? Because I've not read the books. Do you know what happens in the books? Because like that can't be the plot of one of the books, is it? Because that's just you
I
couldn't make a
think
novel out
only
of
the
that.
only ones that were written, one and two, I guess, were in the same novel. I think I've never read
Right.
them either. My girlfriend has. I had not read them, but I know Puzo wrote three with Coppola. I guess they must have novelized it, so I guess the same shit happens.
Yeah, and there's also
Jesus.
another book that was, I think it was like an unfinished Puzo books, but it was written by somebody else, and it's debatable whether that's canon or not because there's like, some people would say it is and others say it isn't. So yeah, there's all these weird stories that are only written, and you don't get that in any of the movies. So I'm kind of curious to know about them, but I'd rather just stick with one and two as the canon
Yeah.
in my mind.
I think that's probably a good idea. It's not bring
Yeah.
we don't need to bring three into this anymore.
Because I've read
Well,
that now, I think it's Paramount still have managed to get the rights from whoever had them after Puzo died to now start work on more Godfather
mm,
movies or content, which
yeah,
sounds like an awful idea, having seen what happened in 1990.
Yeah.
yeah. I wonder how it would be though, like in like a post Sopranos world, because I feel like
There's like, yeah, I think there's only two ways that I could think would be actually good. And the best one would be if they set it between De Niro's plot in Godfather Part 2 and Marlon Brando in Godfather Part 1.
yeah,
Yeah.
Because
I'd
you've
be
got
interested
the
in that.
whole
Yeah.
between the wars. You've got the Roaring Twenties, the crash in the 30s. Like you only just see De Niro become recognizably Vito Corleone in the second one, and then it leaves it. And you think there's 20 years of untold stories. You could have the kids as teenagers. You could get. The obvious problem would be who do you get to play a role that De Niro and Marlon Brando have
Yeah.
both kind
right,
of been in. But if you could find someone good, then you could do a really cool sort of New York 20s, 30s, early 40s thing. That I think
right.
that would be really cool. The
It would
the
be
other way
cool.
you could do it, I think it would be to set. I think the only other way would be to do something contemporary with relatives of them somehow. And I think probably something kind of like Noah Hawley, someone who'd completely like not be beholden to the canon too much, create new
Yeah.
characters like he did with Fargo or something. And that's like those are the only two things because I think like any because Michael Corleone's been so ruined by Al Pacino's performance in the third movie that I think that character's gone.
Right.
It really
Yeah. No,
was the
you
death of
can't.
Michael Corleone.
You can't bring back Michael Corleone. No, you can't.
No.
Well,
So
I
so
think
I think
too.
I think that's it.
I think I think one of the problems with three, and I think this is I don't. It's not. It couldn't help but have this happen. Is that right before three came out, Goodfellas came out. And
Yeah.
Mm,
Goodfellas I love the Godfather movies, but Goodfellas is the mob movie to me because I think it's just the most honest mob movie. Like they're psychopathic losers. Like they're not cool people at all. They're monsters, and they're not portrayed as
yeah.
anything but monsters in Goodfellas. And I think that changes the way I personally think about mob movies because it's just that's more on a more honest appraisal of these kind of people. And I
Mm.
think that
Yeah.
Godfather 3, because of that, has to suffer a little bit because you can't look at this as an honorable action anymore. Any
No,
of
and
Right.
and
this.
and that's completely in line with The Sopranos as well.
Yeah,
The sort of
exactly.
portrayal of the mob in there, and that's what they'd have to do, I think, if they went back to Vito Corleone, because he's such. Even though you have two absolutely masterful actors playing him in a masterful way. He's a completely two-dimensional character, even in these incredible movies. Like he's you don't really know much about him other than his family was slaughtered and he came to America and he kind of rose up through the organized crime. There'd be so much scope to explore that character in a way they never did for Michael. Because what they
Right.
should have done with Michael is explored you. He wasn't just military. I think he was like Marine or something. He
Yeah,
was
he was Marine.
Right.
yeah, like
He
and
got
so
injured.
that would have been cool.
He got injured like, saving people. Like he was like a war hero. He saved people from like a boat sinking
Yeah,
or something. Yeah. So like
and like they never go into any of that. Like with Vito Corleone, they could properly go into is he a psychopath or not? Because the way like you were saying before, Black Wolf, about the way he dispatches of that guy, you think, well, there's something up with him because he does it so quietly in cold blood. But then he has so much love for his family,
Yeah.
and nothing touches that. And you think that'd be such a cool way to explore a complex character.
Well,
And they can sidestep that in all the movies.
I think it's great because I think Vito is a singular character that nobody can live up to. He's a living
Yeah.
myth. And you only see his beginning in the second movie, and you only see his end in the first one. And
Mm.
otherwise all you hear is what people say about him, right? So like the Godfather is kind of um well, it's kind of this egregoric kind of thing that hangs over the personage
Yeah.
that is Vito Corleone because
What
he's realistic. I mean, at 9 years old, his entire family is murdered in cold blood, and he's on the run because they're going to kill him. And then he has to come to
Yeah, yeah.
America. And then he sees Finucci and he just sizes him up and he's like, things are very simple in Vito's mind. He has a very simple code of justice, and
it's
he
survival instinct too. It's
right
pure
and
survival instinct. Yeah.
right and like they think he was a dumb child. Like his mother even says that at the beginning in the second one is he's not even very bright. He doesn't know, he never talks. He's quiet, but he's always assessing everything. And I don't think he's purely a sociopath or a psychopath because he does love his family. You can tell. But like things are very simple to him. He's like, oh, well, this guy Finucci's a problem. He treats everybody terribly, so kill him. That's all you gotta do. Just kill him.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
Well,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
He's all, I mean, he is a psychopath because he's able to convince himself it's business. It's
right,
just business. Blowing someone's head off is business, and he's able to split his mind that well, to compartmentalize these two things. And
right.
I mean, the only thing we know
Mm,
about Vito between Godfather 2 and Godfather 1, De Niro and Brando, is that in order to get his godson out of a contract, he threatens to blow a guy's fucking brains out. Like that's not a normal action that anyone should
Right.
do. So
yeah, yeah.
like there is a lot of mythology about this honorable man Vito Corleone. It's like no, he's also just a monster. He's a
Well,
monster too.
but he's like a folk hero to
Yeah,
everybody
he's a
in
folk hero. Absolutely.
Little Italy there. Like they see it because he's the one that slew Finucci. So now you see that in the second one where he's helping out the little old lady that's going to get kicked out of her apartment, and the
Yeah,
landlord
yeah, yeah.
learns who he is and then comes back and he's like stumbling over himself to apologize for not immediately
Yeah.
conceding earlier. And because
That
he
is
becomes
interesting,
more
like,
myth than anything else, and
yeah,
and
like
for
this is
a lot of Italian Americans, it's a romanticized like a romantic look at it that's probably not well, definitely not true to
yeah,
some extent.
yeah.
But for Italian Americans of a certain age, a lot of them felt like they had their own insular community, and it was kind of them against the outside world where they were disenfranchised and taken advantage of and kicked around. So like the mafia served a purpose because it took care of the community. That was the viewpoint for a lot of older. That's what my
Well,
grandmother would tell me when I was a little kid. Nobody went hungry on Shrewsbury Street. Because of the mob. And like Vito is like kind of the one person representation of that in a way.
It's
That
interesting,
that
yeah,
kind of
because
mythological figure. Yeah.
yeah, when you say he's like an egregore, you only see his beginning and his end, and that's an interesting point because obviously, like that is the view that we have watching the films. That is the view that the people have, of this sort of imagined character of this noble man.
He's
And
more
it
myth
reminds me of
than
someone
yeah.
like Jesus Christ, isn't it? It's
Right.
like,
Yeah.
you see him early on, you see him at the end, and like nothing really in between is known about what he's doing, except for like random weird bits and pieces. And so you can create like something to sort of
Yeah.
mythologize.
And one of the more powerful scenes in the first one to me is now I can't remember exactly the context, but somebody is pleading with him to save someone's life. Like somebody's gonna die. They're in the hospital because they're dying. And they're like, please, Godfather, like keep death away. Like in the people's minds, he's so powerful that he could make a deal with death itself.
yeah.
And he's like,
Mm.
sorry, and he has to explain these are not my power to control, like but that's how largely he looms in the consciousness of the community there,
Well,
so
and they go pretty far in the first movie, especially to humanize Vito. They show him with his grandkids. They show him in so many, and they show him, mortal. He
yeah,
spends a great deal of the first one in a hospital bed,
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
on death's door. So they do a lot to humanize him. Whereas, Michael Corleone is just flat out cold and by the end of the first one, he's a stone cold killer, and all throughout the second one, he shows no emotion except for when Kay has the abortion and he slaps her. Like there's
Right.
the only time Michael loses his cool, and I don't think that's something we don't get in the third movie at all. Is there's no humanization of anybody. There's just plot lines to be acted out,
Yeah.
and
Well, he loses his cool a
that's one
little
of the
bit.
big problems with that movie. Is like there's
Yeah.
no humans. There's just
Yeah.
things
Right.
Mm.
Well,
that
he
happen.
loses his cool a little bit when Fredo breaks his heart. And
He
it
does.
was you. You broke my heart.
Yeah.
I was thinking about, and you were talking about, just the absolute wonderful performance of De Niro and Brando as Vito Corleone, and got me thinking about the cast of those first two movies. And I think that's maybe one of the bigger problems with the third movie too, is that you have all these actors in a place. They're just dynamite. All of them.
Mhm.
Every one of them is just one of the best. I mean, so many Oscar winners and just nominees. Just you couldn't stop naming them.
Yeah.
You can't help but elevate. You can't help but elevate your performance to meet the standards of everybody else in the room with you. And I think that the third one too, that just also suffers from there's just not enough people elevating to the weight of what they think what you think a Godfather movie should be. There's
Right.
no elevation of anything. It's just like again, just plot lines happening.
Right.
Yeah,
And the
yeah.
first two, I think, had actual mobsters in them. Like some of the
Oh yeah.
actors were like, like actually connected, or
Well, yeah, I mean, well, what's his name? Alex Rocco, Mo Green. He was a
yeah.
legitimate gangster in Boston, like
What
legitimate, actual did time
Wow.
in Boston for crime.
wasn't the guy that played Clemenza in the?
I think so. The guy who
Yeah.
played Connie's husband, I think he
Yeah.
had supposedly had mob connections as well.
Right.
So
The guy that played
there's
Luca Brasi was a like muscle for and a bodyguard for one of the mobsters, you know.
yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, and
Um
there's actual. Yeah, you're
Wow.
probably right.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get
huh,
ourselves a
weird.
treat.
Okay.
It's like
I don't think we
intermission,
missed
like in the
anything, but
second movie.
yeah, exactly.
Intermission. Yes.
Da,
Take
da,
a sip of
da,
coffee. We're
da,
back
da,
on.
da, da.
Yeah, I don't know. What haven't we covered yet about this? Oh, we haven't
Oh,
covered Pacino's heart attack, which is one of the
yeah,
most bonkers scenes in the movie.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
that's another great bit of that movie.
Like he starts barking. He barks. Like, and the best line in the whole movie is there. Altobello, you deceitful old fuck. That's the best
Yeah,
line of the movie.
Yeah,
yeah,
And that is the whole movie. That line
yeah,
is the actual plot of the movie. That's it. There's nothing
yeah,
else.
yeah.
Altobello deceives him. The
yeah.
end.
And tries to kill him with a helicopter.
You think that if there's, I mean, because they're not like they don't just like rise up, shoot a couple of rounds, and fly off. They hang there for like 5 minutes, just
Right.
filling the room with lead. You'd think that the police would be able to call like the airport and say, "Hey, track this helicopter, please, so we can go
I'm
catch
pretty
it
sure the
when it flies
NYPD
away."
has choppers too. Yeah, like
Yeah, it just seems like it'd be really hard to get away in a helicopter. There it is. It's right over there. Just go
they
follow
went
it.
that way. Yeah,
Yeah,
It's such a
it
completely
doesn't.
impractical way to kill a room full of people as well, because you got to get like helicopter pilots, you got to get gunners and everything. They could have just locked the doors and shot people.
Yeah.
It
right.
would have been so much like they wouldn't have had to pay the cleanup bill to the hotel afterwards.
Yeah.
It would have been a lot easier.
I
Yeah,
mean, like,
it's just nutty. Yeah,
maybe that was Stallone's draft. I don't know. Maybe,
yeah.
maybe that was from
That's what I'm
Stallone's
saying.
list. No,
Oh man.
that just doesn't fit into any Godfather movie at all. I mean, it doesn't fit because every other killing in a Godfather movie is like up close and personal.
Yeah.
Um, and it just doesn't. It feels like a Rambo movie or something. I mean, it's
Right.
ridiculous.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, yeah, and yeah, that's where it really jumps the shark, I think.
And it's like what 20 minutes in. It doesn't waste much time. Well, I mean, the movie kicks off
Yeah.
with um uh Vincent biting off um I forgot about that. He bites off
Oh,
Joey
it bites
Zaza's
Zaza.
ear.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
forgot about that.
Yeah, yeah.
I had shut that whole part out of my mind. Like, oh
He
yeah,
pulls a Mike Tyson.
he
Yeah.
pulls a Holyfield Tyson on him. Yeah, that's crazy. Like, what?
Now, had that happened yet? I'm trying to think of like
Uh,
how that lines up
No, that was
chronologically.
the 90s.
Okay.
That was in
Right.
the
That was
90s.
later. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that was much later.
yeah.
But maybe Mike had been watching Godfather 3. Like,
Right.
maybe that's a great
Yeah.
idea. I'm gonna go with that.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Oh, that's pretty good. I'm gonna write this down. Bite ear. Good, good. There's- I mean, there's so many places you could say this movie went off the rails. There's so many
Right.
places where you could say that
Well, when
this is
Vincent
where,
does that too. Okay, so he's in there because he has a problem with Joey Zaza. And the problem
yeah,
apparently is that Joey Zaza is hires black people and Hispanic people and also talks shit about Michael behind his back. And
yeah.
Michael doesn't seem pleased to have to moderate this at all. He wants to be away from the crime elements. He doesn't want to handle that. And he doesn't seem pleased with Vincent, who just wandered back into his life after, I don't know, just being off nowhere for a while. But then
Question. Oh, question real quick.
but then
Oh yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
biting his ear like wins him over somehow. He's like, well, you bit the guy's ear off, so I guess.
I like your moxie, like the cut of your jib. Come on back. Okay, question. That varies several times throughout the movie how long Vincent has been in his life. And there's
Mhm.
times where he's like, he just wandered back into my life. Then he's times like, I raised you as a son. Like, there's so many different ways he talks about
Yeah,
Vincent, and none of them match up to any sort of storyline. Like, he's either
right,
just rolled back into his life or he's been like a son to him. I helped raise you. When?
right.
When did you do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like you
It's,
said,
it's
nothing matters. So
Nothing matters. Nothing
yeah.
matters. Doesn't matter.
It's a
Doesn't
really
fucking
weird
matter.
choice, isn't it? Because like Connie seems to be the power behind Vincent, or she's constantly like dripping poison in his ear. You know, you do
Yeah,
this,
oh,
do that,
definitely.
and but like it would have made a lot more sense if it had been her son, and she was because that would have made sense to make her character more ambitious, like she is now.
right.
Like she's in the third movie because of
Or
that weird change in her character where
or
because
if
she
like
goes
And
from
she
maybe
does
basically
have
he
being
kids
had
too. Yeah.
yeah, maybe she had taken
yeah,
in say make her have taken in Vincent when he was a child. Have Vincent's mother die.
yeah.
She takes in Vincent. That's her. That's like her legitimate or whatever. Takes him in and then raises him, and then he becomes the power. That makes
Hmm.
more sense.
Or that baby that's been baptized in that incredible scene in the first one. That's her
It's
firstborn
Connie's
kid,
child.
isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
it's
why
It could
Connie's
have
wouldn't you
son.
been,
just
Yes, it
do that?
is.
Yeah.
yeah. Or they could have had Tom Hagen's son having a bigger part, and then there wouldn't be the incest line because Hagen was adopted, and that would have kind of solved that loop.
Yeah.
We fixed the movie right there. The movie is
Yeah.
fixed, and apparently highly paid screenwriters are like, no, he's fucking his cousin. Just leave that in. No, it's fine. It's
Yeah,
fine.
it'll be fine.
It's
We
fine.
all
No, no,
like
no, it's
that. Yeah.
fine. We just fixed the movie. Tom Hagen's son.
Yeah.
Done.
Audiences
Every
these
problem
days are
is
yeah.
eliminated.
Audiences these days are clamoring for cousin fucking. That's it. That's what they're all.
It's brand new for the 90s.
Hey man, things are changing, man. Everyone's more open. They're doing wonderful things with genetics these days. It's not even a problem. Just go ahead. No, yeah, the Vincent plot line, and he's good, and he's a good character, and he does cool
Yeah.
things, and he does things that make sense, but he doesn't make sense as a character. Like he moves the plot forward. It makes sense that he become the Godfather, but where he came from, what he's doing, I don't know. It's just
Yeah.
it's so shoddily put together. You know, it's like
Right.
just
Well, and yeah, yeah, I agree with you because the thing that sucks is I was equal parts impressed by Garcia's acting ability and wanting to like the character more as a result, but also really irritated with every storyline that involved him and the inconsistency of it and like the fact that he seemed to come out of nowhere when, as we just discussed, like there were other options like right there.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
yeah.
so I don't know. It's really it's distracting because you can't help but think about these things when you're watching it, and then it takes you out of the movie, which is just bad. Because I don't like to be thinking about like why directors made choices or like if the movie is good, you're just in the story, you know? Like
Yeah.
the other two movies, I don't worry about that shit at all. I just I don't look at my phone at all. I'm not looking things up as I'm watching it.
Yeah.
I'm just like afterward maybe, but like they suck you in enough that you don't bother. Um, but a major problem I had with this movie was the ghost of Fredo looms large in this movie. Everybody talks about Fredo. It keeps coming up. It's like, you didn't really have Fredo killed, did you? Like, I heard he had his own brother killed. It's like, are we all just forgetting that Fredo sucks? Like, are we just trying to pretend now
Yeah.
that Fredo was a likable character that shouldn't have been killed? Like, didn't he have it coming? Like, he
I
absolutely
mean,
had it coming. Like,
he was begging cocktail waitresses two at a time, which if you want to picture that, you'll be sterile for life if you do, because it is a horrifying image. I imagine he's still wearing the neckerchief too,
right.
like very Fred from Scooby Doo kind of neckerchief. But yeah, no,
Yeah,
he's
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 not
he's in,
he's
he's
weird to look at. Yeah, I don't
thoroughly
like looking
incompetent.
at him. Yeah,
And the only redeeming feature is he's played by John Cazale, who's just marvelous. He's so
right.
good. And you're like, you
Yeah,
kind of feel sorry for him, but yeah, no, Fredo's a fuck up of the highest order.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, because he was colluding with people to have Michael killed, right? I mean, that
Yeah,
generally earns you a
yeah.
bullet in organized
It's,
crime.
that tends to piss people off.
Yeah, yeah. But
Well,
again,
yeah,
like if you're looking for options for people to come back, he could have had one of Fredo's kids. Like I don't really remember whether he has any or not, but he has that horrible
well,
wife.
he all those
Um,
cocktail waitresses, I doubt
well,
he needed
yeah, and
protection.
that's it. And so then because the thing is that so like you were saying before, we don't know how long Vince Mancini's been away. We don't know what he's been doing. Michael just seems to trust him straight off and be like, this here biter, he's all right. Come in the family
Right.
photo. Let's make you the Don. And he could be completely working for someone else. Yeah, he could
Well,
be because all the way through the first two movies, everyone's double crossing each other all the way through. If you had one of Fredo's kids coming back, it would have had that weird kind of tension there as well. Of like,
hell, you know
Right.
what? If he double crossed Michael and kills Michael, I think that's a better plot than what we get. Like if
yeah, yeah,
Fredo's son
yeah.
comes back and is like this long playing the long game to get back at Michael, I
That's
think
it.
that's a good
And then he
idea.
becomes the Don, putting Fredo back to the top where he always
Yeah.
wanted to be, and never had the intelligence or strength to be.
Also, like the very beginning of the movie, Kay tells Michael, Anthony knows you killed Fredo, and it's never mentioned again.
No.
Within like 5 minutes, Anthony's fine with his dad.
Yeah, his kids, after he has that funny turn and his diabetic stroke and all that, his kids just forgive him everything. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Yeah, there's also, there was something I wanted to say, and it just, oh man, it just fell out of my head. Um, Keep going. I'll think of it. Go ahead.
Because Anthony's a bit of a non-character as well, isn't he? In the movie, he's like
Right.
absolutely as cardboard as they come.
Right.
And then he sings his dad a little song, and his
Yeah.
dad gets all nostalgic,
Right.
and then like his dad thinks he's brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, I
that's what
think
it was. Okay, a plot that is just tossed out there and taken care of in 15 minutes when Michael sends Vincent to befriend Altobello. Like
Yeah,
im
nothing comes of it.
he immediately is like, "Oh, this Vincent kid's all right." Like it's like you ever watch Law and Order and they go undercover and they're like, "Hey, you want to do some crimes?" And the guy's like, "I don't want to do crimes." He goes, "I guess you didn't want to do some crimes with me." Hey, man, wait a second. It's like that. It's that level of stupid where he walks in there and is like, "I want to be in your crime family now." Why? Um, because no, his reason is because he wants to fuck his cousin. That's why he
Yeah,
goes
yeah, that's
out.
it.
That's what he tells
Right.
Altobello. I want
Yeah,
to
yeah,
join
yeah.
your family so I can fuck my cousin.
Oh, and that's the point where Antebello says something like like Michael has a problem with it. He's old fashioned like that, or something like that. He's like there is some acknowledgement there that it's quite a modern thing to be a cousin fucker, but
I just
Antebello's on
Right.
board
fucking
with it.
remember that.
Yeah, and then
Well, I
when
mean,
then
there is a moment I have to mention this. There's a moment where there's a Punch and Judy show going on, and the
Yeah.
plot of the Punch and Judy show is that there's like a little puppet show where the man is trying to marry his cousin, and the mother dies of shame. And I'm like, so the puppets agree that's fucked up.
But
In Puppet
you just
Land,
think you're too
in the
immoral.
land of make believe, incest is wrong, but
Oh, I completely forgot that his reason for going to Altobello is because I want to fuck my cousin. And
Yeah.
Altobello's like, yeah, that's fine. Come on.
Yeah.
Takes him into his confidence immediately.
Yeah.
Like, within 5 minutes of meeting Altobello and saying, I want to join your family. He's like, here's all the guys behind me. Yeah, these are the
yeah,
guys who run everything. Come on, meet him. Come on over. And like he
yeah,
reveals the entire plot to him immediately. How
right.
does
And then
Altobello even reach the level he is if he's that stupid?
But
they
does
kind
any of
of
that
run
end
into
up mattering, Black Wolf?
well,
It's
they run
because
into each other at the opera, don't they? And
yes,
Yeah,
Altobello's like to Vincenze, but in a kind of like cheeky kind of way, like as if they're sort of like he doesn't really
well,
mind. It's really
well,
weird.
it comes in because Altobello introduces Vincent to the guys behind the banking scandal.
right.
And
Yeah.
he tells
I forgot about
Michael,
the
"Oh
banking
yeah,
scandal.
they're using you to get the money out of you. They're just using you to pay off
Yeah.
their debts. That's it. That's the whole point
Yeah,
of all of that. Is we get to watch Vincent uncomfortably shave his uncle. That's weird.
Yeah.
Like, don't shave
Yeah,
your
again,
family.
like
Don't
the
ever do
incest
that.
line is sort of playing strong at that point.
right.
It just doesn't make any sense, and it's like thrown out 2.5 hours into the movie, like,
Yeah,
and it's resolved in 10 minutes. That's it.
yeah. Well, I mean, we didn't touch on this at all either, but yeah, it was striking me throughout the movie. I was like, wait, this is like the P2, like Roberto
Yeah.
Calvi, like Vatican baking scandal story, except without like the Freemasonry stuff.
Yeah.
And
I'm
Vincent
like,
even says, Vincent tells him, I think P2 is involved as well. So he even
Yeah.
mentioned it in the movie.
oh, I missed that. Okay.
When
Yeah.
they're at the
Yeah, yeah.
opera and they go speak while the opera's going on, and Vincent reveals Altobello's plan, he's like, oh, the Pope is in trouble and P2's behind it or something like that. That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
That's the
yeah.
only
Oh,
mention
right,
of it.
right. Yeah, I remember the part where they said, I don't think we can save the Pope. Like, I'm like, wow, this movie has a helicopter attack and some Pope killing. Like,
I mean, yeah, the whole papal plot line that could have just it did not need to be there at all.
No.
right.
None.
And they have like a ready-made cool conspiracy story that they could have actually done something with, and then made it extremely bland and boring and irrelevant instead of making it
Right.
cool.
I
They
was
just kind of
telling AP
alluded
last
to
night,
it. Yeah.
I'd rather watch that movie. I'd rather
Yeah,
watch Coppola make a movie about P2 in the banking scandal. That's a
yeah,
better
yeah,
movie. Let's watch
Yeah.
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't need Michael Corleone in it, you know?
Doesn't need any cousin fucking whatsoever to get to that point, or uncle shaving, or
No, no. I
like
think I think Coppola was like, no, 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 no. Where's the
I've got an
cousin fucking?
idea.
I'm sorry. No, 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 no. I like the script, but it's missing something. This is the
All right.
90s, man. Things are different.
Yeah, I'm more than happy to get rid of the cousin fucking and the uncle shaving, but the donkey noises stay in.
Oh my God, there's so many strange choices in this movie. So many. I got like 40 more notes, and there's just so much that doesn't make any sense. And we've covered all of it, I think, to some degree that doesn't make any sense. And
Yeah.
there's just so much of it. And it all comes down to one thing. Pay Robert Duvall. That's it. Pay Robert
Right.
Duvall.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
this is a better movie. At
Yeah,
least we
I
have
think
that.
so. Yeah, well, there was certainly a lot to talk about in this one, and I think we hit all the bases.
I'm gonna flip through my notes real quick here and see
Yeah.
if
See
I
if
missed
there's
anything. I did notice that Connie was dressed like the Queen of Zamunda from Coming to America most of the movie. Um, she was wearing some fucking outlandish outfits, man, like
yeah.
giant rope chains and shit. Like she looked ridiculous. Um, at one point, someone says, "You look beautiful, cuz." That's great. You look beautiful. Don't ever say that to your girlfriend. You beautiful cuz.
Or your cousin.
Oh, okay. This was what I got when this happened in the movie last night. I got up and started yelling at the television. I was so angry. The end of the movie, Mary gets killed. Everyone acts like it's a surprise. You have spent generations bathed in violence. And everyone's
Yeah.
like, well, I didn't see this coming at all. I mean, really? Who would have seen one of us getting murdered? Everyone else got killed. Your entire fucking family's been murdered. And you're like, well, this just
Right.
does it. I'm fed up with this.
Was
It's
the
such a
the very thing
strange.
Michael has been trying to avoid the whole time. And it's really funny because it's Vincent's call. Vincent's like, "No, you can't be with me. It's too dangerous. Go with your father." And you're like, "The guy they're trying to shoot? Go stand next to the guy they're trying to shoot? That's
And
your
it's such a
plan?"
weird death scene, isn't it? Yeah, that she just kind of like she's got that smirk all the way through the movie, kind of like a kind of
Yeah.
weird half smile. She keeps
Yeah.
that, and she just goes, "Dad," and then dies. That's it. It's like such an odd way to die.
Imagine
Yeah.
the indignity of dying to a donkey noise. That's terrible. Like the last thing I heard was,
And as far as we know, the donkey guy gets away. He's
yeah, he
he's
seems to
Oscar.
get away.
Muska dies.
Yeah,
Yeah, but the
Moscow
donkey
dies.
lives to bray another day.
It's just you didn't see this coming, really. All of this, you did not see this coming. And that pissed me off to no end because it's like this is the only way this could end. What did you think would happen when you kept killing people? You
Yeah.
kept killing people. You just killed 5 people in one night. And
Several
you're
of them
like, well, this
priests.
is just too much.
Right.
I didn't see this coming. It just made me so angry. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
idiots.
Yeah.
Idiots. But that's it. Otherwise, fine movie. Great.
Yeah. Otherwise, like 5 stars, isn't it? I recommend
It was
it.
nominated for Best Picture. And that's
I
obviously
know.
that was 100% just momentum. They're like, well,
Right.
hey, it's
That's
It
a
a
must have
Godfather
that's
been.
one of
movie.
those legacy things where they didn't give an award to the other one, so they had to try to recognize
Was a good
the
feathers. Good
yeah.
feathers. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And also, Michael and Kay, I never liked their relationship to begin with. They have zero chemistry in this
Oh
movie.
yeah.
There's nothing
Awful.
going on there. Nothing.
None of
Why
the
would
movies they
any,
have
why
chemistry.
would either one of these people have loved each other? There's no reason why.
Yeah.
Well, some of those scenes really do feel like you're watching the actors, not the characters,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
reminiscing about being in a movie together. Like, hey,
Yeah.
Remember
remember when we
that
did
better
that
movie?
movie?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
great.
Remember that better movie we were in?
Well, I always thought in the first 2 movies, like of all the lies being told to themselves, Kay's is the worst because you clearly knew what you were getting into, and now
Yeah.
now you act like you're better than this. Well, what the fuck did you think was going to happen when you married a mobster? This is what
Yeah.
happens. And so her lie to herself is worse than the rest of them because she deluded herself into thinking this was different.
Well,
But
the
Yeah.
very first time you see her is at the wedding, at the very beginning of Godfather 1.
yeah,
And like there's plenty of red flags there, man.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
you're
She's like, "Ooh,
dating
who's that
somebody,
horrible man?" And,
yeah.
and
Michael
Max is
tells
like,
a
"Oh, he kills
lighthearted story
people."
about threatening to shoot
Yeah.
someone in the head. Oh, that
Oh,
guy? Oh, yeah.
right.
This is great. Let me tell you. No, finish
Yeah.
your dinner. I'll tell you what's going on. And
Right.
let me tell you about the time my father threatened to put someone's brains on a piece of paper. No,
Right.
finish your pasta. It's fine. Go ahead.
Yeah.
It's
Oh, that guy
it's
over there,
serious.
that's my uncle. They call him the baby crusher. And it's
Exactly.
he's a great dancer though. He'll dance later when the music gets going.
But just like in all of the Godfather 3, the subtext is stripped from that because like you were saying, Blackwolf, that is one of the most like horrible lies in the whole thing is that Kay is self-deluded because she constantly is convincing herself that Michael is going to go legitimate. But then in the Godfather Part 3, they sit down, have that meal, and then they're getting on really well. And she's like, oh, like I do still love you. And then immediately he like jumps up from the table and kind of reenacts the end of Godfather Part 1, and just kind of like the door, like one of his henchmen comes in and he shuts her out again, and it's
Yeah.
just like it's just repeating the same beats, but
Remember
like
that?
in 10 minutes.
Remember
Right.
that? That better movie? On a lighter note, AP, you have a much more like boisterously Italian family than I do. My Italian families are mostly past at this point. So I
Yeah.
don't have a lot of big Italian family. Does every Italian at a certain age know these dirty songs that everyone sings? Like in the every Godfather movie, there's always like someone singing a dirty Italian song, and they're like with
That
the orchestra, and everyone's
yeah,
getting
that's
all
pretty
into it.
much died out in my family at this point. But when I was a kid, yeah, the great uncles and stuff, one of them would stand up and sing, and it would be words I couldn't understand, but the older people would laugh, and you could tell it was something a little risque. Yeah.
So when you hit 50, they give you like a bundle of paper, like learn these.
No, no, it's just something that's old country shit, man. That's not, I think that's dying out all across the
I
board. I
guess
don't think
it doesn't
people even
always.
know it
Every one
anymore.
of them
Yeah.
has a scene where an old person sings a dirty song. Every one of them,
Right. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
there's just and it's just I don't know, just man, I want it to be better. I wanted this movie to honor the other movies so much more than it does. I just want that for it. I want it to be
Yeah.
good. I wanted to watch this movie and be like, people were wrong. I think this is a good movie.
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
couldn't come to that point at all.
Right. And then,
people were
Hein, you
right.
said that you watched all three in a row, and I watched the
Yes.
third one, and then like wanted to refresh my memory on the second one, and also kind of wanted a palate cleanser from the third one. But I felt bad from it because I was like, oh no, this really just brings into stark relief just how what's lacking in the third one now because I'm watching a masterpiece.
Yeah, no, that's the thing, because watching the first two just before I watched the third was it couldn't have gone well. And I just like Black Wolf was saying, I really thought, oh, I'm going to really try to like this movie and see what's good about it and try and accept it. And nah, after you've watched the first two are genuine masterworks, and the third one isn't even a good movie.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
No, I'm just glad I actually sat down and knew what was happening though this time I watched it. I think other times I watched it, I didn't know what the plot was. I just lost
Right.
it because I couldn't. I just got bored and stopped paying attention. But I
Mm,
sat down and wrote down the plot. I'm like, okay, this is happening. This guy's doing this, and this guy's doing that. Like, okay, I got it, and it didn't help. It made it
right.
worse because I was like, then this doesn't make and this is useless. Like all the banking stuff that I
Yeah,
thought played into it didn't.
Right. It
there's no through
was,
line.
yeah. Yeah, and I mean, I think that's been the spiritual through line of all the movies is that Michael's trying to become legitimate, or at least says he is, and um, it never actually happens, and then he's basically trying to get absolved in the eyes of God, I guess. And you'd think that there'd be some kind of like crisis of faith when he realizes even the bank, the Vatican's corrupt, you know. But like, did he ever think otherwise? Like,
Yeah.
it's so weird to have that be your coda to the movie, like literally a coda, and to not close that loop, because they do it so elegantly in the other movies, and in this one so ham-fistedly, and you
Yeah,
don't care anymore by this point.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I just wanted it to be over. By the
yeah,
time they're eating room temperature antipasto, I was like, please end this. Please
yeah,
end this now. I can't. And then we gotta sit through a fucking opera. And then you
yeah,
gotta watch the whole damn thing. We don't
yeah,
need
Yeah.
that. You can skip around.
yeah,
It's fine. I don't know what's happening. I guess it's not kind of the same plot. I guess it is. I don't
mm,
know. I don't watch opera. I don't know what the plots of these things are. So
right,
so I'm assuming that it's supposed to mirror the action of the movie, but how? It's never told to us. It's never explained what the opera is or what's going on. It's just
yeah,
a reason to have everyone in the same building.
yeah. Yeah, I much prefer
Yeah.
having like a mass happening and a baptism in the background for like the end of the movie than the
Yeah, they
opera.
were they were going for
Yeah,
that. They were looking for that, and they just
yeah,
didn't get to it
Yeah,
because it's
yeah.
not nearly as powerful.
yeah, it didn't carry the weight at all. Yeah. Well, uh, yeah, I'd say we pretty adequately covered all of it at this point. Uh,
Yeah.
uh,
I'd say at this point we've adequately fucked our cousin. It's done.
but-
Like I
well, we're
think.
doing a public
As the
service
old
here. This
Italian
is
expression goes.
right.
I mean, I like to say, keep fucking that chicken, but I think at this point, just keep fucking that cousin. That's
Right.
it. That's the movie. Just keep fucking that cousin.
And shaving that uncle.
I wanted to say, Peter, I when AP sent me that picture you took of the screen, inquisitive grunt. I could not stop. The first thing I said is, "Please make that the art for this episode, please," because that says everything about the movie right there.
It really
Inquisitive grunt.
embodies the new Pacino acting style, doesn't it? There's so much
It
inquisitive
really
grunting that he does.
inquisitive grunt. Like that.
Oh.
That's what we got. That's what we got.
Uh,
And
uh.
or we get him barking like a dog, and so terrible. Oh my gosh.
Well,
Oh
this is
man.
what we do here. We do it for science and also to help people avoid some of these third movies.
This is my third time's a charm, AP, and I gotta say this is the only time I have not enjoyed the movie. Like going through the
Yeah.
Star Trek movies was fun, and that was a good. No, it's my fourth time because I did the RoboCop. Oh, RoboCop 3 was pretty painful. That was pretty bad, but it was just dumb, and you're like, oh, whatever. It's a stupid kids movie,
Right.
and obviously Roadhouse. We talk about Roadhouse, which is a wonderful movie,
Yeah,
but
that wasn't technically Third Time's the Charm because it wasn't a
no,
third
but
movie,
it's a
but
spirit,
yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
It had the same spirit going on, but this was not fun. And I usually like bad movies. I usually can sit through pretty much anything. This was one of the least enjoyable film experiences I've ever had. I gotta say, and
Yeah.
I hate to say that about a Coppola film and a Godfather film. I really don't like saying that, but it really is an unpleasant film going experience.
Yeah. I would have to say you're right. Especially compared to the first two. But even if it wasn't, it would still be kind of I think I would probably just shrug and say, well, that was a movie,
Yeah,
but
but really digging into it is not fun. Like it doesn't reveal itself with anything. It doesn't
yeah.
open. It doesn't. You don't start peeling layers and find. Oh, well, this
Yeah.
is cool. I like what they did here. No,
It
Yeah.
gets worse with analysis, really.
it
That's
does.
the
It
problem.
really does. Because it falls apart completely. None of it makes any sense. It
Yeah.
Yeah.
really does completely fall apart with analysis, and
Yeah.
that's not what they were going for. I'm pretty sure.
No.
Yeah.
Godfather 3. Don't take it too seriously. It's fine.
Yeah. A wacky romp through Sicily with Michael Corleone and Kay.
It's just yeah. Uh, I don't know. We could probably keep going, I guess, but we've
Yeah.
probably said enough, I guess, at this
Yeah.
point. It
Yeah.
really is. I've enjoyed ripping it apart with you too.
Right.
That's a great time. That's golden. If it's given us 2 hours of enjoyable banter, that's great. But it's
Yeah.
not it's
Yeah,
not
it's made it
something I
worth
can get
Yeah.
watching
into.
that movie.
I'm ready for this movie to sleep with the fishes and
Oh,
And the cousins.
and the
that's right. Oh, I really hope if we can throw cousin fucker out in the vernacular of our times, I'll be happy.
I think just to be a little bit broader and able to use it and more have broader application for it, I'm gonna start using Uncle Shaver as a as an insult.
Uncle Shaver. Yes, that was such a weird, like, why is he shaving him? Don't shave your family.
He just
Unless it's
can't
like,
get enough of the Corleone family, can he? He's just he
unless you
can't
have
keep his
like,
hands off.
yeah, it's like, God, no. It's so gross and weird.
Yeah,
And yeah, it's
Yeah.
just, I think we've done enough here.
I think
yeah,
that
I
we
think so.
we three have the power to say that there is no third Godfather film. I think that it's a two-part saga,
Yeah,
and there is no third part.
right.
Yeah, it's
And I think
best
it's
to be
fair to
content
say
at
the
this point.
second movie is kind of like two movies in one.
Exactly. Yeah, you've
Yeah.
got your
So
three
that
movies right
if you,
there.
yeah, exactly. That's the trilogy. There's no Coda. Don't worry about it. You don't need to know.
It's kind of like Arrested Development seasons 4 and 5. They didn't
Right.
happen. I don't care.
Yeah.
Those did not happen.
Or any of the Indiana Jones past Last Crusade,
Exactly.
yeah,
Didn't
yeah.
happen. Did not
Those
happen.
Yeah.
do not exist. Yep.
Nope.
All right, so gentlemen, where can people find you if they want to keep up with you? Um I know Peter, you got the Vayse podcast going strong, right?
Yep, www.vayse.co.uk, podcast about weird stuff. We've just got a Patreon this yesterday is when I did that. So if people listen to the podcast and enjoy it, there's a whole other podcast hidden away there on the Patreon. But yeah, www.vayse.co.uk. You can find us as well on Instagram, which is at Vayse and then Vayse spelled backwards. So
Okay,
yeah, find us there.
cool. And Blackwolf, I don't know. You want to direct people to
I
your Instagram?
post,
You're
I
not
vaguely occasionally post on Instagram, because I'm usually too tired in the morning to do it anymore because I have two
right.
jobs and it makes me exhausted. But otherwise, you can just find me out in the streets talking about cousin fucking, it's like
Right.
you can
Or
find me
appearances
shaving
on
my
the AP
uncle.
Strange show.
Yeah,
You can
you're on
you
here
can
often enough. You're
you
you're
can
my most
find me
frequent. Yeah,
you can find me shaving my uncle, finding relatives to shave,
Shaving your
cousins to
uncle,
fuck.
making your donkey noises, and
Please, I hope when I die, it's the sound of a donkey noise. Please, AP,
barking like a dog. Yeah,
if you're in the same room as me when I die, please make this happen for me.
yeah. Well, if I'm ever having a heart attack, and I think it's the one, I'm just gonna say, "Altavilla, you deceitful
Oh
fuck!"
fuck! He's having he had a diabetic stroke? Is that what they said? I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah.
It looked like a
He had
heart
a,
attack. Oh,
he had a very bad case of overacting, is what he had. Let's just be honest.
right.
He
Yeah, I
had a
mean, Altobello didn't give him diabetes. I don't.
Yeah, they finally they had to pay off the diabetes plot line from one and two finally. Like, hey, he had diabetes. Hey, we can use that. That's
Right.
good.
Yeah, Fredo, diabetes, donkey noises. What else we got? Yeah. All right. Well, we can't get back to talking. We're getting sucked back in to talking about the movie. We got to stop.
Hey, pull this back in.
All right. Well,
It's been a
gentlemen,
pleasure,
thank you very
guys.
much. Yep.
Oh, it's been a
Thanks very
pleasure.
much. It's
Thank you
been
for having us.
amazing to speak to you guys. Thanks very much.
Yeah, it's been great. Santani.
Tiny, so you never forget.
All right, folks. Fuck your cousins. Have a good one.